So in this country, we're very lucky. We have lots of resources, lots of energy. We used to have lots of reliable, affordable energy, but look at what we do to it. Yeah, that was a power station at Port Augusta. Funny, not long after that, South Australia was entirely blacked out, the whole state, first time ever. Let's bring in the blogger to the Nation, Daily Telegraph columnist Tim Blair. Thanks for joining us, Tim, mate. You got to help me out here. I think I'm going crazy. I just don't understand a country that blows up its power generators before it's got something to replace them with.
Well, we do have things to replace them with. We've got a lot of substance. I think it's called uranium, and we sell it overseas, Chris. We've famously done that for many decades. It could run Australia very, very simply. People complain all the time whenever this issue comes up. Where will we put these terrible nuclear reactors that everyone's so scared of? But why not put them where, for example, this former coal-fired plant has been demolished?
Exactly.
Why not put them in the locations like that? They're ready-made.
It's ready-made. There's water there, all the transmissions there, and guess what? They've got the Roxby Downs uranium mine about 200 clicks up the road, so it's just perfect. But we don't do this. Instead, what we've got is politicians of all stripes, but of course especially Labor and the Greens, telling us this fantasy about renewable energy. Look at Tanya Plibersek this week.
We know that the more renewables we get into the grid, the better prices will be. We know that the more renewables we get into the grid, the better prices will be.
Tim, just explain to me how so many in the media and in all political parties just allow that crap to go on day after day when we've spent the past 2 decades putting in more and more renewables, tens of billions of dollars worth of renewables, and all that's happened is our prices have gone up and the reliability of electricity has fallen.
Chris, you disappoint me, my friend. You're obviously not aware of the science, the holy science of power generation, whereby if you simply repeat something often enough, it will come true. So Tanya Plibersek is by no means the first to claim, like even this week, to claim that more renewables means cheaper power. They've been saying it, as you point out, for decades now. They just keep saying it. More renewables means cheaper power.
Yeah.
All that I say and all that you say and all that most Australians say in response is, show us when it is cheaper. Where has there been a case when renewable energy has been less expensive than our previous, like almost infinitesimally expensive by comparison, reliable fossil fuel power?
Yeah, we just see it in our bills. The other thing is, how about you get enough renewable energy installed so that we can power ourselves before you do this? Yeah, that's Hazelwood being blown up in Victoria. So we demolished that, and then now we'll see how we go.
Well, a lot of places in the US and the UK, throughout Europe, they went away from coal, they went away from gas and so on. But they didn't destroy those plants. And when it became necessary, they revived them. We've done the opposite of that. We haven't even given ourselves an insurance scheme. We haven't given ourselves a backstop. We've just wrecked everything entirely with the massive confidence that, Australia's got a lot of sunlight and we have wind occasionally. What can possibly hurt? And they've demolished all of this stuff that worked for generations on the basis of something that doesn't work properly now.
It is extraordinary. Now, very briefly, I'm loath to let you have a free kick at my home state of South Australia, which I love dearly, but honestly, the Parliament getting rid of gender identity in the language, This is wokeness on steroids, isn't it?
Well, in South Australia, you're getting rid of a lot more genders than the rest of the country, I think, by most standards. But here's the thing. The very same people who want us to go to a standard mode of pronouns for everybody, that we have no identities, we have no separations, that's just one solid gender, those same people want diversity. Do they not realise that they're doing their best to destroy it? They're actually diminishing diversity. They're reducing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they've gone to the end of this argument, which is their usual state of being.